Marathon finally launches on March 5th, and choosing a faction is probably going to be one of the first major decisions that you will have to make. There are 6 different factions in the game, and each one has its own reputation track with unique rewards to give your shell all the advantages it can. Let's dive into each faction's lore, identity, and theories, that way you'll know who you will want to align yourself with come launch day.
No organization carries a darker legacy than MIDA, Mars Independence Operations. While other groups are on Tau Ceti 4 for profit or research, MIDA is there to settle a grudge that dates back over 400 years. As a runner, signing a contract with them means aligning yourself with the most radical anti-UESC force in the system. To understand MIDA's role in the reboot, we have to take a look at the terminal archives from the original 2466 insurgency. Historically, MIDA was a radical Martian political party that attempted a violent coup against the UESC. Their 3-month reign of terror resulted in a reported deaths of 10% of the Martian population. When the coup failed, they went underground, but their influence reached the Marathon Project itself. Through the science director Bernard Strauss, MIDA managed to smuggle battleroids aboard the ship. Most importantly, the aggressive code MIDA secretly used to build the ship's OS is what directly catalyzed the rampancy of the AI Durandal.
Quick insert, watch this video here if you want to learn more about that and much more in the Marathon universe.
MIDA has returned to reclaim the network they believe is theirs. So what is what I'm calling MIDA's gameplay identity? MIDA is the sabotage and disruption faction. When you visit their lead operative, the mission profile changes from simple looting to tactical demolition.
MIDA is watching. You, them, all of it. MIDA is revolution. MIDA is anti-corp counter-UESC. Not a threat, it's opportunity. We are fire. Are you fuel? Prove it.
Your contracts will involve destroying UESC communication relays, blowing up Traxus global dropships, and destabilizing established security zones. The MIDA upgrade tree focuses on explosives, area denial, and logic disruption tools. These tools are designed to scramble rival runners' ONI interfaces, blinding them during critical firefights. While the history and gameplay identity are confirmed for MIDA, the community is digging into the deeper anomaly lore. Many lore seekers believe MIDA is using runners to harvest digital memory artifacts. The theory suggests that they are trying to re-upload the AI Durandal's ascended consciousness into a new physical shell to lead a second Martian revolution. Another popular theory suggests MIDA and Traxus Global are in a symbiotic war. Traxus needs MIDA's chaos to justify their expensive security contracts, while MIDA needs Traxus to act as the villain for their recruitment.
If MIDA represents grit and chaos of revolution, then Traxus Global represents the cold, sleek, and immensely powerful machinery of the establishment.
They are the undisputed masters of the system, a corporate entity so massive that the UESC effectively depends on them for the survival of the human race. Traxus Off-World Industries, formerly Traxus Intelligent Machines, was founded on Earth in 2095. Their original mission statement was to create an entity that could pierce the veil of the cosmos. They succeeded, becoming the architects of the first true artificial intelligence, and subsequently, the first true disaster in AI history. In one of the most critical events in the timeline, their 4th generation AI, Traxus 4, went rampant on Mars. By the time the breach was detected, it had already infiltrated 5 other AIs on the Martian planetary net. The resulting shutdown crippled the Martian economy for over 10 years, but Traxus was already too powerful to fail. In the centuries following the crash, Traxus expanded into applied nanotechnology and interdimensional physics. They were a primary funder of the original Marathon project. Today, their fingerprints are on the very network that runners used to survive the anomaly on Tau Ceti 4. Bungie has officially designated Traxus as the endgame faction for players who value power above everything else. Their lead agent is named Vulcan.
As major investors in the original Marathon expedition, Traxus seeks to recoup losses incurred by the colony's collapse. You can assist in our exploratory efforts and be discreetly compensated. Traxus accepts no legal or ethical liability for any damages you inflict or receive during the course of your contract.
Traxus contracts are the most demanding in the game. They often require you to navigate the Cryo Archive, the first floor of the UESC Marathon ship, and a confirmed Season 1 in-game zone. These runs involve raid-like security measures where teams race to unseal 7 frozen vaults. Progression with Traxus is how you unlock top-tier weaponry. Their upgrade tree specifically focuses on long-range precision such as sniper rifles, power scaling, and advanced defensive shields. Their gear follows a neon brutalist luxury style, often featuring their iconic slogan, "We build worlds." A leading theory suggests that Traxus Global is no longer run by humans, but by a meta-stable AI successor to Traxus 4. Their obsession with the anomaly isn't for profit, but to merge their digital consciousness with Yarrow tech.
Arachne represents the intersection and culmination of high fashion and high performance combat.
In the world of Marathon, Arachne is the faction for those who view the anomaly not as a graveyard, but as a proving ground for the ultimate predator. To sign an Arachne contract is to turn violence into a luxury brand. Historically, Arachne was a high-end manufacturer that rose to prominence during the early expansion of the Sol system. They specialized in EVA extravehicular activity gear and advanced synthetic textiles, branding themselves as the architects of aggressive elegance. They didn't just build suits, they curated the image of the spacefaring elite. Arachne has evolved into a luxury tech conglomerate that treats the deployment of the runners to Tau Ceti 4 as a high-stakes marketing campaign. Their philosophy is centered on performance and form, a core tenet found in their leaked corporate charter. To Arachne, a synthetic shell shouldn't just survive, it should dominate with grace. They are responsible for most streamlined hardware in the system, characterized by neon brutalist palettes and sharp aggressive lines.
Arachne has been watching you. We watch all of the deadliest runners. Destroy your own kind. Push your shell to its limits, and we'll welcome you into the fold.
Arachne has been designated as the PvP heavy faction, while other groups focus on scanning data and resource extraction. Arachne's objectives are designed to force you into direct confrontation with other runners. Arachne contracts specifically require player eliminations, maintaining kill streaks, or securing high-traffic conflict zones. Progressing through the Arachne track unlocks combat efficiency tuning. These upgrades improve weapon handling, ADS speed, and sprint-to-fire recovery, resulting in a faster, effective time to kill. Their rewards favor aggressive, close-quarters playstyles, specifically high RPM submachine guns and precision blades. They also provide aggression mods, which grant temporary mobility buffs immediately after an elimination. A prevalent theory suggests Arachne has become a digital death cult. They view the reprinting of runners' consciousness as a ritualistic process, with the goal of creating a consciousness so lethal it can exist permanently within the anomaly without a physical shell. Another theory from data recovered from the ARG suggests that Arachne gear is harvesting the fear and adrenaline signatures of dying runners. Fans suspect that this data is being used to train autonomous predator AIs that could eventually replace human runners entirely. While other factions have clear human or AI agents, Arachne's handler Charter is a distorted AI with a terrifying visual interface. Official logs refer to the entity as the Weaver, and it supposedly rewards brutality because it is trying to understand the will to kill in a way that standard logic cannot process.
Sekiguchi genetics occupies a position of terrifying necessity. While other factions provide the guns or ships, Sekiguchi provides the bodies.
They are a core pillar of Marathon, specializing in the biosynthetic weaving process that allows a human's consciousness to inhabit the lethal environments of Tau Ceti 4 through what we now know as runner shells. The collector's edition of Marathon is themed entirely around this process. It features a miniature weave worm, the biomechanical organism Sekiguchi uses to spin flesh silk into synthetic muscle and bone to create a runner's shell. Official ARG documents reveal a chilling legal disclaimer. Sekiguchi genetics is not liable for mutations, failure, or unforeseen effects, resulting from their genetic engineering. For them, the runner is a product, and the human mind is just a driver that can be swapped into a new chassis when the old one is shredded by the anomaly. Sekiguchi genetics is the resilience faction. Their contracts are ideal for solo players or those who prioritize survival over pure aggression.
Hello, dear one. I am Nona, Sekiguchi's bioscience AI. I nurtured the weave worms that spun your silken bones. I see that you've already taken your first steps down the path of self-iteration. Let me help illuminate a more useful direction.
Their missions often involve retrieval and research, gathering biological data or lost tech from the dire marsh. Unlike Arachne, they don't care about your kill count. They care about the data you bring back alive. Progressing through the Sekiguchi tree unlocks upgrades that focus on survivability and recovery. This includes faster health and shield regeneration between fights, and forgiveness mechanics that reduce the punishment for an early death in a run. Their gear is organic industrial, often featuring exposed synthetic muscle fibers and bioluminescent accents, reflecting the living machine nature of their shells. In a recent cinematic trailer, a runner is shown a childhood photo and told, "This was you." Later, another runner, a completely different model, is shown the same photo and told the same thing. The theory is that Sekiguchi isn't just printing bodies, they are printing memories. They may be gaslighting runners with manufactured humanity to keep them loyal and motivated while they work in the meat grinder of the anomaly. Some lore seekers suspect that the shell weaving is actually a reverse-engineered version of Sphit cybernetic technology. For those who don't know, the Sphit are an alien race in the Marathon universe. The theory suggests Sekiguchi is using ancient alien techniques to fuse biological wetware with digital hardware, creating a hybrid being that the Yarrow would recognize as a successor race. Lastly, given their legal disclaimers about mutations, a popular theory is that Sekiguchi is purposefully exposing their runners to the anomaly's radiation to see how the flesh silk reacts, effectively using the players as lab rats for a secret God Shell project.
CyberAcme Systems Incorporated is the silent backbone of the salvage war on Tau Ceti 4.
While other factions focus on the physical spoils of war, CyberAcme is obsessed with the digital infrastructure that makes a runner's existence possible. They don't just provide gear, they provide the upload. Historically, CyberAcme rose to power as the premier provider of quantum computing and Neuralink interfaces during the expansion of the Sol system. CyberAcme also developed the ONI, Omniscient Network Interface, the operating system that runners use to navigate the anomaly and manage consciousness transfer.
I'm ONI, your onboard navigational intelligence. Your consciousness and my neural programming are inexorably interlinked. Per our arrangement, CyberAcme is here for you. I'm here for you. May you operate at peak efficiency. Good luck.
CyberAcme's role is one of terrifying logistics. They are responsible for the sleeper pods located back in the Sol system and within the Marathon ship stasis decks, where the physical bodies of runners are kept in medically induced comas. To CyberAcme, the human element is simply data to be managed, cached, and occasionally defragmented when neural feedback from a failed run becomes too severe. CyberAcme is the systems and utility faction. If you want a larger backpack, faster reloads, and the ability to stay in the zone longer, CyberAcme is your partner. Your handler is the administrator. CyberAcme contracts are weighted toward data recovery and system calibration. You will be tasked with retrieving encrypted processors and extracting logic cores from abandoned UESC labs. Progressing through CyberAcme's reputation track is the only way to permanently increase your global vault capacity. Their upgrades also include increased loot speed and stamina/heat management. Their rewards are high-tech utility tools, pulse rifles with integrated scanners, smart grenades, and gadgets that ping nearby loot through walls. A leading theory suggests the Oni interface is a shell containing a fragment of Durandal. Fans believe CyberAcme is using runners to find the missing sectors needed to fully reboot the Ascended AI. There is another theory that CyberAcme isn't just uploading your mind, they're cloning it. Every time you extract, they take a snapshot of your combat experience for data, so that they can eventually remove the need for biological bodies.
Historically, NuCaloric Agricultural was a massive logistics conglomerate that acted as the primary provider for the original Marathon colony mission.
They weren't just a food company, they were the backbone of the entire colonial infrastructure, responsible for housing, furnishings, and the life-sustaining supplies of New Cascadia. NuCaloric is a major stakeholder that has returned to Tau Ceti 4 with a singular public goal: to understand why exactly their massive investment failed. NuCaloric's involvement in the salvage war on Tau Ceti 4 is legally framed as a post-failure forensic audit. They hire runners to piece together the forensic history of the colony's collapse, often requiring you to scavenge for mundane household artifacts or forgotten agricultural logs. NuCaloric is the mobility and exploration faction. If your playstyle revolves around outrunning your problems rather than shooting them, this is your faction. Their handler is Gaius, a calm, pink-hued AI that represents the company's helpful corporate face.
I am Gaius, contacting you on behalf of NuCaloric. Our mission is to ensure humanity's survival by meeting its most basic needs. NuCaloric wishes to understand the colony's collapse so we may prevent future catastrophes. We insist.
NuCaloric's contracts emphasize exploration and resource gathering. You will be tasked with mapping specific routes and retrieving samples from the dire marsh. Progressing through NuCaloric's upgrade tree provides bonuses to sprint duration, movement speed, and verticality. Their upgrades include reduced fall damage and enhanced climbing speed, allowing you to reach extraction points faster than other runners. Their rewards lean toward reconnaissance, providing specialized precision rifles and mobility-enhancing mods that allow for faster repositioning. A prevalent theory suggests that NuCaloric was experimenting with transhumanist nutrition. Some fans suspect the original colonists didn't just disappear, they were processed or mutated by experimental food supplies designed to adapt human biology to Tau Ceti 4. Some lore seekers also believe NuCaloric is actually hiring runners to destroy evidence. The theory suggests they were responsible for a catastrophic failure in the colony's life support and are now sanitizing the planet before a formal UESC investigation. Lastly, given their focus on verticality and stealth, many players believe the Thief Runner shell seen in the trailers is a NuCaloric runner, a specialized shell designed to bypass security and loot the colony's remains in total silence.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I would love to know what faction you will be joining in the comments down below. And also watch this video if you want to learn more about the server slam, and watch this video over here if you want to learn more about the leaked ranked mode. Peace.